Hello everybody, Aiden here, and welcome to another video on the Around the Slice Entertainment YouTube channel. With the release of Toy Story 5 in theaters just a few days ago, I am here today to give you all my own personal updated Toy Story franchise ranking, stacking up all 5 movies against each other in terms of 5-1 worst to best. Before we do so and dive into all of that exciting stuff, however, if you enjoy any of this type of content at all, please consider liking this video today right now and subscribing to the channel, as we have an absolutely massive and ultra exciting week in the world of pop culture and beyond ahead of us. Just alone at the end of this week, we have Supergirl expanding the DCU there, and then we have a couple of extremely exciting TV shows in The Bear Season 5 and Season 2 of the Avatar The Last Airbender live-action series. Beyond just that, we're still going strong with Apple TV's Cape Fear every Friday around here. My recap and discussions with all of you for that. And then next month, in July, we have X-Men 97 Season 2 on Disney Plus on July 1st, but more importantly, the two tentpole titles, the two summer blockbusters of The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. I can't believe we are in the sights, if you will, of that at this time. Anyways, let's get into it. At the very bottom at number 5, I kind of hinted towards this and teased this, if you will, at the very end of my review just a few days ago. Please go check that out in detail if you have not already. But it is Toy Story 5. Let me say right off the top, this is a bit better than I thought it would be. It wasn't absolute, unnecessary train wreck like I thought it would be. That being said, though, I personally do believe at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, that it was and still is, looking back on it a few days ago rather, still is a very unnecessary entry to this beloved franchise. My main problem with it, let me start with the positives. My biggest positive is, on the surface level, on paper, I like the commentary of little kids and children ditching their toys for the new fad of electronics, and their truly big, bad at most of the time obsession with electronics and ditching their toys in that sense. But I thought its execution was very flawed. I thought the movies and runtimes and stories execution of everything was very flawed, had a lot of issues. I thought the lily pad was a very paper thin, granular type villain in that sense. She was a bit too kind, too quickly for my liking. And everyone's going to have their own opinions on the merits of Woody being back right. But me, personally, Aiden Weingartner here talking, his return was not justified in the least. This pains me to say, guys. This truly breaks my heart to say, because I adore Woody to death as a true icon in the space of animation in Pixar, and more specifically in a granular sense, Toy Story as a whole. But he could have been deleted and taken out of this movie, and it wouldn't change. It would probably even enhance it, because he was just there for a marketing tool so little kids can see the trailers and teasers and beg their parents, oh my God, Woody's back, we have to go see it, blah, blah. Anyway, mini rant over. But also, with the toys, OG toys had nothing to do. The OG toys such as Ham, the Potato Heads, Rex even, Slinky to an extent as well, they were all just tucked away and stored away in the garage for most of the runtime, and I was not vibing with that personally at all, and I hope you weren't either, because I mean, it's character assassination in that sense, if you ask me. I love seeing Jesse's heartbreaking backstory, but to that degree, to that extent as well, this wasn't nearly as emotional as I was hoping it would be. Definitely not near the original trilogy. Even Toy Story 4 had some emotional parts. So, very bottom. Speaking of Toy Story 4, at number sidetracked. At number 4, skipping ahead here. At number 4, we have Toy Story 2. From here on out, I like to even love/adore all of these movies to one degree or another, to one extent or another, if you will. Toy Story 2 at number 4, still a very strong number 4. I feel like this is the quote-unquote forgotten one in the sense of the word, if you will. Entry, rather, because it's sandwiched between two absolutely iconic classics in the OG Toy Story and Toy Story 3. In my opinion, Toy Story 2 should be talked about a lot more amongst people and peers and such when talking about the Toy Story franchise. I really like how much it emphasizes Buzz in his journey and the twist with Zurg being his father, I am your father, a direct, not a ripoff, a direct Star Wars reference in every sense of the word. That was very cool. But what carries this movie for me is the introduction of Jessie and how quickly they accept her into the group. Now, obviously, the prospector isn't on the level of a villain like Lotso Huggin' Bear from Sunnyside Daycare, from Toy Story 3, rather. But still a great developed villain nonetheless. I feel like Toy Story 2 should be talked about way more than it is. It just it just so happens to be sandwiched between two absolute classical icons. At number 3, I was alluding to this. I do have Toy Story 4. I have a unique, or since I had a very unique relationship with this movie, guys. All of you watching right now and consuming this content and video. Getting back to it, because I put off this movie for the longest time. Specifically, 7 years specifically to be exact, because I was worried that it would assassinate, quote unquote, assassinate and be offensive to the original trilogy. I don't think it does that at all. Does it enhance the original trilogy in that sense necessarily? No, but it's a nice building block past Andy's journey and arc. I really enjoyed it. Forky, hilarious addition to me personally, and I'm sure many of you, I hope you feel the same as well. But I touched on in Toy Story 5. It's not as bad in this movie as it is in that other movie. The most recent one, Toy Story 5, of course, as just mentioned. But I feel like it breaks my heart. This is very sad to say for me, I'm sure you as well. This is the beginning of the end for the original toys, I do believe. We're ushering in the new era of toys, which don't get me wrong. I love all the new era, the new toys in here. Duke Kaboom, Forky, Ducky and Bunny, played by Key and Peele, a reimagining, if you will, of Bo Peep. I feel like Woody should have stayed back in the antique store. I go into that in detail from the end of Toy Story. I go into that in detail a few days ago. Please check it out in my review. Positive, negative, final score, all that fun stuff, plus more. But yeah, Woody should have stayed back, but this is unfortunately the beginning of the end, original toys. I feel like Toy Story 4 and especially 5, the cast has gotten too big for its own good. There's too many subplots going on. There's too many storylines going on. And the original trilogy just felt more tight-knit and emotion-heavy with the toys interacting in a more granular level with one another. Speaking of the original trilogy, 2 and 1 here, 1 and 2, whatever, were so hard to determine, and it's literally just, separating the hairs at this point, whatever the saying is, if at all. Number 2, I have the OG, the original Toy Story. I mean, this was such a pillar for not just animated movies, but damn, guys, really movies as a whole these days, especially in the full Hollywood sense. This was the first Pixar movie, the first Toy Story movie. This was the first CGI / Foley computer animated generated movie, rather. I mean, this was the first of many, many things to come. It set the groundwork and it gave us a very tight-knit group of toys. It gave us such a novel idea at the time. What do toys do when we're sleeping? What do toys do when we're at school or when we're not home? With Andy, and then later on Bonnie in the franchise, obviously, but specifically this movie, Andy's a very little kid. Very novel idea, and I mean, I sure daydreamed in school when I was little about what my toys did while I was home, and then immediately with them when I got home, but it's sad to see what the original toys has become, but this really laid the foundation in terms of a very tight-knit, emotional group of characters / toys. At number 1, this one broke me into pieces when I saw it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm a 22-year-old male. Don't care. I can admit when I cry at a movie, and the last 20 or so minutes of this movie is truly heartbreaking. Seeing Andy be a very little kid / child in the first movie, then him growing up a bit into the tween / young teenager years, if you will, in Toy Story 2, and then him being a young adult and going off to college in Toy Story 3. Like, just emotionally, like a gut punch to your core in every sense of the word. Lotso Huggin' Bear from Sunnyside Daycare is truly cynical. At first, you don't think so, but then you're like, oh my God, this guy's like truly terrifying for a Pixar movie. But that's what makes it so great. And I'll always go back to that one scene where They're about to. It gets dark. Damn, guys, it gets dark for a moment there for a Toy Story movie and Pixar movie as a whole, rather. They're about to be burned alive in the incinerator, and then they're all holding hands and just there in a circle, like standing their ground. I mean, tear jerking, awe inspiring stuff. Whatever positive adjective and heartwarming adjective you want to use it plus more. I mean, just I'm getting emotional right now talking about it because it's a special sport of me personally because to my knowledge, like this was one of the very first movies I have a memory of seeing in theaters with my parents and my at the time very little brother. I was 6 years old, going on 7 at the time, a few months removed from 7 years old, give or take. But I mean, I haven't seen Toy Story 5 in what, 4 or 5 years, give or take, right around there. I have to revisit it, and I know I'm gonna cry 15, 16, not 15, 16, sorry, I'm thinking the original. Yeah, 15 or 16 some odd later. Yeah, I was right. Believe it or not, I did. 15, 16 years later, since 2010. I mean, it still hits home. And like this was the height of the original trilogy. I know many people think it's a natural progression, Andy handing off his toys and ever since the word to Bonnie. So we needed Toy Story 4 and 5 and probably a 6 just because we got to explore the nature of that. And Bonnie needs her own character arc and chapter, just like Andy did. I'm not of that mindset and notion personally. I get the sentiment. I really do. I'm just not there. At least 4 and 5 didn't do any assassination to these movies, especially Toy Story 3 in this case. But yeah. Anyways, guys, number 1 is Toy Story 3. I mean, it's obvious. We all knew that was going to be the case. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below what's your favorite Toy Story movie? What's your least favorite Toy Story movie? If you feel like ranking all 5 from worst to best, best to worst, however you want to look at it and do it as such, please do that all in the comments below. Again, I would love to interact and see it with you guys. Please follow me on Twitter personally at AWeingartner13 for any additional fun movie and or TV show thoughts, opinions, and discussions. Please share this video and channel with anyone and everyone you know. Thank you for the continued support. As always, it means so much to me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.